Hello, I have been waiting for this. I have put off playing EA WRC until VR was available. Now it's available, I'm going to dive in and give you my thoughts. This is not a full review of the game because I've hardly scratched the surface. I've only got 5 hours free play with the EA access that I've currently got through Games Pass. And I'll give you my thoughts at the end of the video whether I'm going to jump to buy EA WRC or just wait until it's on sale basically. Anyway, enough chat, let's jump into the VR and see what this is like. So I've already had a few hours in the game and I've got to say, instantly what stands out, the handling on different surfaces is massively improved from any of the previous titles. It's not sim level, but it's not arcade level, it's sliding somewhere very much in between. Now I was quite excited with a career opportunity, so the minute you jump into career you're met by the voice of the team owner, and he's a bit of an effing geezer, ain't he? Sounds more like he's come straight from COD. That slightly annoyed me, and then you jump in and then you get told, well, unfortunately, you're not just the driver of the team, you've also got to outmanage the team and pick this. And I'm really not interested. It really put me off the career. I'm a driver. I drive the rally cars. The only input I want is with an engineer or someone who's going to interface with me on how to set the car up for the different varied conditions to make it go faster. I'm not into doing budgets and managing and teams and email. Not interested. So here we are. This is EA WRC in VR. Now I had quite some difficulties in actually playing the game and recording while playing in VR at the same time. In this current configuration of the VR beta, it was crashing OBS, and I was also having issues trying to record the video with shadow play. What I actually had to do was use my mobile phone, film my screen, and I'll then use the video from that to overlay for this video. In the process of running it through Adobe, I don't think I've got the colour garments quite right, but anyway, that's besides the point. Put that to one side. Just look at how silky smooth this is. In fact, in me not recording at the same time gives you an idea of how this looks in the VR headset, because although the colours don't quite match what it looks like in the HP Reverb G2, pretty much the graphics that you're seeing on screen is sort of like what you're seeing in the VR headset. So although the colours are slightly off, it is quite the representation. Now obviously when you're in VR, you're in a 3D environment, you're inside the car. So what do I think of EA WRC VR? Well, when you first start a race, there is some distortion and some, it's not artifacting, but you're getting like warping and distortions in the top part of the screen, maybe where the cross member is there, but as the lights count down and you go, that disappears, and then it is, as it appears on here, quite silky smooth. Now the car and the steering reacts quite well, and there isn't a lag in VR. The one thing I will say about EA WRC is the improvement of the different road surfaces. Yes, this isn't sim racing level, and no, it's not arcade. It sort of sits in that in between, very much like the Codemasters F1 games currently do. It's almost like they've applied that to the rally, but I like it because the different surfaces, the tarmac, the gravel, the snow and ice, they actually feel when you're driving as you expect they would. Definitely with my Logitech G27 it was easy to set up the wheel rotation, and while driving on tarmac, although it hasn't got the fidelity of sim racing feedback, it's definitely got feedback there that that translates to a tarmac road. On gravel you get some nice slides and things going on, and on the snow and ice you drift. People will knock this for not being at sim level or a sim rally level, but I think it really works. It's really enjoyable. So when you're in VR, you've got a very good sense of speed, your peripheral view as you're whizzing past things. I don't quite get that feeling of being on the edge, maybe because I'm so used to VR, but I think in some titles the VR's really dialed in and it really gives you that, almost you're actually doing what you're doing. With this, it's not quite there, but it's a VR beta. That may be solved going forward. So as with any racing game these days, if it doesn't have VR, it's a massive disadvantage. But now EA WRC does have VR. Am I going to rush out to go and buy it? Unfortunately, no. See, I would have loved to have worked my way up through the career and getting into the top tier of the WRC, racing lower tier cars and moving up into the basic ballistic pace of a WRC car. But career, with how it is, how they put it in this game, not for me. So the other content in the game is going to be moments, time trials, and maybe online play. The one thing I will say, and the one thing I haven't mentioned, the graphics, although not amazing in VR, the cars are better, the damage is better, they no longer look like they've been shrunken, they're an oil painting. That has been resolved, and I haven't actually had the chance to fully test what happens if you really crash the car, but I've seen the bonnet get bumped and start to lift as you race along. I've saw the bumper fall off. When you do go up onto different surfaces, it feels like you can really feel the car fighting for grip. It's like it's got everything going for it, but maybe as a single player game it's been ruined by trying to put over complicated management and stuff into it. One thing I didn't mention, the rally school. The rally school is fantastic. I haven't done all of that, but the lessons that I was doing, I was really it's really good. But I think the problem with games like this, they miss very much that the setup of the car, the tuning of the car, what you'd actually do to prepare a car for a unique rally stage, different weather conditions, liaising with your engineer, saying, well, when I'm driving I've got a bit of understeer, well, I suggest we loosen off the sway bar a bit. That's what this is missing. I don't care about bloody managing a team and sending emails and getting the right bloke for the... We're drivers, we're not managers. The career, if it just entailed that with the management of the car, bloody brilliant, blown away. I hope while I've been rabbiting on, you've got some idea of what the VR's like, because for VR beta, this is just flowing, and it's good in the headset. It's just a shame that I couldn't record it while I was driving, because while I was driving, I was actually, going through my thoughts of the video, and when you do it looking back from a video, you're not in the moment, so it's hard to bring that across on screen. So there was another bit, and I haven't touched on it. I like the where you've got to go through the stages by a set time. That was good. I don't know whether that's a feature in the game, I'd have to look back to that, but on the whole, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I'd like to see what this is like in the future on, say, RTX 5090. But I'm going to be honest with you, I see EA WRC going down the road of the F1 games, that every year you'll get a brand new version with minor improvements. Anyone, not realising that these are banged out every year as a cash cow, you've got to know the nature of the beast that you're coming into. Anyway, I've ranted for long enough. That is my thoughts. if I can find a way in the future to stream this, or at least record me while I'm playing without it lagging it out and crashing the recording, I will do so. But for now, I'm going to park this to one side and just wait for the improvements. Enough said. Thank you for watching. If you got this far in the video and you're not subscribed, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much and peace out.